Yeah, well, another wordsmith, of course, his hand stuck. He will start the car, but Boris put it on the pole. And it's personal with Boris. He hates Porsches, and he really wants to beat them.
Oh, yeah, I mean, we've been battling with Porsches for the last 3 or 4 years, and it's kind of like the Hatfield and the McCoys. And BMW built a brand new car. It's the ultimate driving machine, and I think we can finally put Porsche in their place in the back.
But what about the Corvettes? With the fuel and so on, you might even be able to get in amongst the Corvettes.
Maybe if we can, that's great. But, you know, we're just worried about our class, and our class is 3 really good BMWs and some good Porsches, and you know, we're looking for the championship. So I watched my brother for the first hour and a half. Hans do a great job, and then I'm chomping at the bit to get in that M3.
Thanks, Boris. Back to you guys in the booth.
Boy, he does love driving his race cars, and the engines have come to life here at Portland. When we come back, we'll take a look at this Portland International Raceway facility, and we'll bring you the rest of the starting lineup. Don't go away.
By PTG, which is the North American team, 2 run by the Schnitzer team out of Germany. Schnitzer team runs on Michelin tires, the PTG team runs on Yokohama tires. So those cars, as similar as they are not exactly the same. Look at this train of GT cars as they come onto the front straightaway.
On board the BMW with Nicholas Johnson, looking back at the number 23 machine. There is that battle, and I'll tell you, after what we saw at Sears Point, there's a lot of people tend to believe that that Yokohama tire might be the tire that might have the measure of Michelin here.
Well, Frederick Eklund really believed that the combination of the Yokohama and the BMW was very, very good at Sears Point. In this car, they've used it more as a gear to get out of the pit lane cleanly. So there is the battle for GT now, and you can see these guys not running that far behind the leading battle in GTS. There is Nicholas Johnson and Sascha Maassen.
Now you notice Hans Stuck, who was in the car that qualified fastest in this division, has dropped back a little bit. Reports are no problem with the car. He's just dropped back a little bit, conserving perhaps just a tad. Sascha Maassen, though, feeling the mood a little bit here and has got the bit firmly clenched and is after Johnson big time. Now there are reports as well of some damage to the front end of the number 30 White Lightning Peterson Racing MPIE and Westward Ho Casino Porsche, and you can see it's nowhere there in the frame. It's dropped well back. We'll try and follow up on that one for you. But now joining this group up front comes one of the Schnitzer BMWs. That's the blue and white machine right there.
And our leader also coming into this group of GT cars to lap them. So right now, we're working lap number 8. And there's the lead Audi. He could go under that Porsche there into turn 9, and he does, but he didn't go until he knew the Porsche was going to leave room. Otherwise, you just take a lot of chances.
Now he blows by Nicholas Johnson, and you can see the rate.
With Bosch on the fuel management, they think they can stretch it to an hour and 10 on a fuel load, so they may be able to go the rest of the way with just one more stop, even under green.
Well, Calvin, they did stop relatively early in that yellow, so they got a few laps out there under yellow, which helps consumption as well.
You saw Andy Pilgrim pulling out there to try and pass one of the BMWs. Couldn't get it done in the braking zone. And we talked at the top of the show about how the leading GTS car was only 1 second quicker in qualifying than the leading GT car. And that's because mainly this section of racetrack, which is all about handling. The horsepower doesn't do you any good down here. You can see the BMW is actually going away from the Corvettes in this section of racetrack. You can see the Porsche up ahead staying with Ron Fellows. Now, when they get out on the back straightaway here, the Corvettes will, once they get up on the pipe here, catch the BMWs, but he probably won't have enough juice to get by this car by the time they get to the S's, and he'll have to tuck in here and wait to the front straightaway and then hopefully get by on the front straightaway.
Well, the GT car is so nimble through those twisty bits, and obviously they could go in so deep under braking, and they can get out of the turn very quick. Now let's see. Pilgrim's going to try and tuck in and see if he can make the move, swing out this time and make the pass. Here he comes. He's going to get maybe one of them anyway.
Yeah, he'll get one, but you can see why those GT cars are so quick here. And keep in mind that they'll go 15, 20, 25 minutes longer on fuel than the Corvettes. And one of these cars, the 43 car, stopped during the yellow.
As well as the number 10, of course, that was not only due.
And both of these guys will clear all these GT cars. There you see Klaus Graf now has caught Johnny Herbert. What a battle back there.
Oh, and he may try and mount, but then he gets stumped by a couple of cars and gets parked as well. Oh, and that's one of the Bimmers just got into the back of Herbert.
Now, those Audis are tough, not a problem. Now,
okay.
There's Graf. He goes around the outside. If if you're Klaus Graf, you know this is an opportunity to get something done. This is an opportunity to get by Johnny Herbert, but I'll tell you, Klaus Graf not able to get around the first of the Schnitzer BMWs. Klaus Graf with essentially what ended up being an almost free pit stop for this Panos, because remember, you saw Brabham took tires, Christensen did not, and Klaus Graf was able to take tires and got held up there by the number 42 BMW. Klaus Graf was able to take tires under yellow, and that is a real freebie.
And he leads it, of course, it's going to be a while before he is going to need to stop. Now we're on board with the number 10 machine. This is Bill Oberlin, who's worked his way up into the second spot in GT. And let's take a look, Jeremy, at some of the telemetry from this car.
Well, that yellow graph is the speed graph, and you can see it building speed up the back straightaway. Now, let's keep careful note of the speed through the S's of this GT car. They'll probably top out right around about 150 miles an hour, down to a little less than 120, about 110 miles an hour through the S's there. There's the lateral G below that, about 1.6 lateral Gs through the last turn, turn 9. There goes one of the Panos cars.
So I point him by, I believe that is Graf. He goes rocking by. So on top speed for these guys, about 160, 155, 160 or so miles an hour. Now for a comparison, Jeremy, through the same sequence, let's take a look on board the vet.
Ron, how's it going, mate? That's Salim with Terry behind the wheel. Looks like it has a lot of pace right now.
Yeah, well, somebody's got
In pit lane, exiting, and he was on the limiter. You could hear him jabbering on the limiter, so unless he just let go of the button a little bit too soon, and it jumped, and then we saw him, I think we saw him briefly there, off track as well.
So they had a crew member, and they had Herbert helping him do the change, and that cost them 20 seconds here after the pit stop.
Well, guys, a couple of things going on here, and the biggest is that the Panos team decided not to change tires. They've decided to double stint. Right now, Magnussen is running third. The shifting mechanisms and the fuel mapping, the ignition mapping, just so complex.
We're going to drop back. There's a great battle starting to unfold. This is for second in GT, and there's the pass. Boris said just knifed underneath Jörg Mueller. The Schnitzer BMW falling to the Milner Prototype Technology Group car. That's Yokohama versus Michelin. And right now, it was a very decisive move by Boris.
No question about it. The team car to Mueller, the other Schnitzer BMW with Frederick Eklund on board, is presently leading GTs about 20 seconds up the road from these two.
See if Mueller's going to be able to come back at him with the way Boris went by him. It certainly appears that Boris may have just a little bit of the advantage at this stage.
Interestingly enough, Tom did get the fastest lap at the beginning of the race. That's worth a bonus point. Andrew Marriott in the BMW camp.
Yeah, I'm with your brother, didn't expect the car to come in right then, did we?
Yeah, JJ said there's something wrong on the rear end, but I think that's when Road already posted that wasn't a very fair move. You know, he hit me in the back after the restart in the chicane. I'm not sure she's but between us it was always fair.
The car's just left now, so you're not very happy about that at all.
Not at all, no. I mean, the car's a little bit bent now. It looks like JJ felt it, so yeah, we'll see what we can do now.
Going to have a word with him?
Definitely.
Not happy about your brother.
Thanks, Andrew. It's interesting in the G.
The second spin, and there was the hit right there between one of, I couldn't see the number on which Porsche it was, but it was definitely the 42 BMW, and that's the hit that Mueller was talking about.
Now, Mueller may have felt it was undue, but on the other hand, that Porsche may have been thinking evasive action, trying to get around Graf, and moved over a little bit too much and clipped Mueller. So that's what we think may have happened. So right now, J.J. Leto has got to deal with what is apparently not the best handling car going out there. He has caught the back of the pack. But as I was saying, Boris said now leads in GT. It's just a remarkable story. Here's that battle in GT. Now, keeping in mind, Boris said is about 9 seconds clear right now with the number 23 McKenna Porsche, Lucas Ruhr, just going out of frame. Right behind him now with J.J. Leto. Apparently that car there the saddle. And Hans Stuck taking the win for Tom Milner's Prototype Technology team. Just an unbelievable developments throughout the field. But the biggest unquestioned, Andrew, is with the Panos.